all starts here. Welcome into Game 1 in the first round of the Western Conference playoffs. From FedEx Forum, just off Beale Street in downtown Memphis. Tonight, it's the Memphis Grizzlies taking on the Utah Jazz. Hi, everyone. I'm Ed Cohen with Jay Williams. And, Jay, you look at the Grizzlies coming into play. They're rested. They're ready to go. And they'll have home court advantage to begin here in Games 1 and 2.
And I'll tell you what, I'm looking forward to this series right here. This is going to be a dogfight. We got a couple of teams that match up very well. I can see this one going the length. Yes, 7 games. That's how even these teams are.
To Jaren Jackson. To Valanciunas. Good look that time, but off the...
Oh! Out there looking like the Kimbe Mutombo.
Took it right to him, and the defender was ready. Donovan Mitchell with the rock. Count it.
When the ball's in his hands, we all knew what was going to happen.
Surveys the floor. To Jaren Jackson. Josh Jackson. Fires the three and knocks it down. Jay, the defender, tough to gamble that time beyond the arc.
And in today's game, you have to make shots like that. Nice work draining it from deep.
And that'll be out of bounds. Last touch by Mitchell. To Wright. Screen coming. Wright. Jonas Valanciunas. First couple didn't go. That one is true.
In the paint, you need to finish. Just like that.
Across the timeline, it's Conley. Down 3. Here comes the screen. Conley to Joe Ingles. Down low for Gobert. Doesn't have the touch. No good. Screen coming. Nothing going here on that drive. Valanciunas. Short jumper misses. Mitchell on the drive, but he can't finish. Grabs his own miss and scores. Good concentration.
And sometimes less is more. Keeping it simple is the best way.
To Jaren Jackson. Efe Udo sends it away. That's out of bounds. Last touch by the Jazz. Right. Easy path to the rim.
Bodies bouncing all around on that layup with the offense winning that battle. But if the defense keeps up that kind of pressure, good things are bound to happen.
Here comes the screen. Conley. Oh, he got a piece of it.
Ooh, not skipping a beat. There are some things that you just cannot teach. That's called a 6'10 frame with a 7'5.
Throws it down off the alley-oop pass. Jay, that's a strong connection.
And it's always about the play before the play. Look how the eyesight was able to connect between two players. We call that an eyesight contract. Because when you have a contract that's signed, sealed, and then delivered like that, that's how great plays are made.
The 2021 NBA Playoffs one-round games and highlights will be coming up next on Devin Smith Showtime Sports in America.
Joe Ingles to Conley. Rudy Gobert pins it.
Oh, he blocked that with authority.
Jaren Jackson with the dunk.
That's what I'm talking about. Nice finish. It's all business.
Donovan Mitchell with the rock. To Gobert. sizing up the defense. Get the cameras out. Flash on.
That's going to make a nice poster.
Right with it. The lead stands at 9. Cashes in for 2.
Again, Ed, if you made it to this level, you're capable of doing things that normal humans could never do, even if you're not known for it.
Now whistle and a timeout for Utah as they'll talk things over here in the first quarter. Conley to Gobert and finishes strong. Jay, perhaps that's a start.
Those kind of plays get me fired up. That's a momentum play. They look lifeless here in the first quarter, but a dunk like that can get your team going in the right direction.
Rudy Gobert, huge block. Looking to push. Ingles, defended by Jackson. Conley, his first effort off the mark. Right with it. It's a 9-point lead. Here comes the screen. To Jaren Jackson. Rudy Gobert swats it. Donovan Mitchell with the rock. To Joe Ingles. Conley. Mike Conley missed his first. That one goes.
For average shooters, that's not a great shot. But for a great shooter, that's a good look.
To Jaren Jackson. Josh Jackson. Nice pass to get things going.
Contact on a drive can be a beautiful thing. Making those tough shots can really help you build a mental advantage over your defender.
To Gobert. Shot from in close, no good. Has a chance and scores on the step back.
I don't know what halftime evaluation will be worse, the ankles or the bruised ego.
To Gobert. Count the basket inside.
There's some players out there that like the freedom of space, and then we have the anomalies. We have the players who feel comfortable being uncomfortable, and almost the physicality of the game centers them and puts them right on balance every time.
Nothing going here on that drive. To Conley. Oh, good defense by Memphis as they come up with the steal. And he's fouled. Nice move that time, and he's going to the line for 2.
Guys like Gary Payton would always take ones early like this all the time. Number 1, to see if they'll get caught. And number 2, to leave a little mark on you to remind you that they'll be on you all game long.
No good on the second. It's a 1 of 2 trip. Conley into the front court. His guys currently down by 13. Now ready to shoot at the line.
You see this all the time. The defensive players establishing his presence on the court and also checking to see how far the refs are going to let him go.
Mike Conley has got 2 shots coming. A career 81% free throw shooter. And hits the first free throw. for 2 on that trip. Memphis, they've got it. To Dillon Brooks. Nothing going here on that drive. Probing the defense. Dillon Brooks to Jackson. Deep 2 there, won't go. Across the timeline, it's Conley. Down 11. For 3. That one off the mark. It's no good.
And there's always so much talk about defense. How about offensively? If you continue to attack that shooter, now you're making him work on the defensive end. That makes him take his legs away on the offensive end.
Beyond the arc for 3. It's good. Something tells me they'll give him that shot again. Conley into the front court. 14-point deficit. Joe Ingles to Gobert. Slam dunk.
It's going to be a long road back, I'm not going to lie to you. But it's only the first quarter, and that's exactly what you needed. You needed to see the ball go in a couple of times.
To Jackson. Jaren Jackson. Here comes the screen. Gets it in the left corner. To Jackson. Dillon Brooks. Fires the 3. And in his face, Josh Jackson can't connect. Joe Ingles to Conley. And finishes strong.
For any fans out there that thought Donovan Mitchell didn't put any stock into the fact that he was not the Rookie of the Year, you are wrong. Donovan Mitchell is that type of guy that uses everything in his power to fuel him to be the best on the court each and every day. If that was a campaign he built with Adidas, rookie question mark, it doesn't matter. That perceived failure is something that will only make this kid better tomorrow.
Conley defended by Jackson. Here comes the screen. Conley. Nothing going here on that drive. To Joe Ingles. For 3, good sign that time, Jay, as they get one to go down. But now let's see if they can get a stop on the other end.
If you're looking at this game like you're looking at your week, it's the first quarter, which means that it's Monday. It's early. Just because you had a bad Monday doesn't mean you can't have a great Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday.
Were you the kind of person who always had that case of the Mondays?
No, it's always Friday, my friend.
That's the way to do it. From long range. He made his first effort, but not that time. Conley into the front court. Right now, down 7. Short jumper stays out. Stuffs it down with authority. They have set the tone in this one.
I love when I see offenses come out in beast mode. You attack that paint, you get to the rim, inevitably the floor will open up for you to knock down some threes.
Both teams tweaking their lineups. Here come some changes. Conley. To Clarkson. Has a look. Missed it. He always has the green light, but the defense was ready. Dylan Brooks to Kyle Anderson. Gets a look. Can't hit. Nice touch around the basket with the tip.
As a player, there's nothing better than coming out in the first quarter and playing exactly the same way you played the last couple of days of practice. You're moving the ball, you're capitalizing on mistakes, and you really built a nice lead.
And he's fouled. Very close. Free throws coming up.
Trust me, you want to avoid early foul trouble. Take that one as a warning.
First one, count it.
It's like practice.
Good free throw shooting. Knocks down a pair. It's Grizzlies ball. Here comes the screen. Trying to cash in. Cleans it up. Offensive board. Basket's good on the follow. Way to stay with it.
Strong finish. That's what you need, regardless of contact, focusing on the rim.
Across the timeline, it's Conley. They can go 2 for 1 if they hurry. Nice pass to set things up.
And if you don't contest, he's knocking that down with ease.
To Dylan Brooks. A drive to the basket, but it somehow stays out.
And one of the most underrated things in this game is quick lateral speed. Good job by utilizing that speed and taking away the lane.
Long key from three-quarters court. We've reached the end of the first quarter here in Game 1. Jay and I back with more after this. This is the first round of the West Playoffs on EA Sports. Ed Cohen, Jay Williams with you as we get things started here in the second quarter. Here comes the screen. 5 on the shot clock for Memphis. Here's a chance from long range. That's good D. Shot no good. Utah ball. Clarkson. Nothing going here on that drive. And he's fouled. He's going to the line for 2.
Aggressive play there, but you can't fault the defender for being up in the shooter. You need to contest shots, each and every one of them.
Knocks down the first. And gets both to drop at the line. To Kyle Anderson. Here comes the screen. Doesn't have the touch. No good. To Clarkson. He's going to the free throw line to shoot.
Smart play to rip through the extended arm of the defender. That will get you to the free throw line every time.
Can't connect on the first free throw. knocks down the second after missing the first. To Kyle Anderson. Cleaning the offensive glass. Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
Ed, you ever bail out of something at the last second? That's what I saw right there from the defender. We call that no man's land. They weren't really committed to getting out of the way, committing a hard foul, or taking the brunt of the contact.
The free throw, perfect. And the lead is up to 7. Clarkson with the basketball. Looking to make something happen. To Gobert. Jonas Valanciunas able to recover with the block.
Ed, that's light work for a guy with his ability.
And count the basket.
Did you see that change of direction mid-flight? And also the English he utilized to spin the ball off the rim? That was a thing of beauty.
Clarkson to Gobert. And the rebound belongs to Memphis. Grizzlies own the basketball. And the reward, a couple of shots at the line.
Ed, the reality is that good jump shooters know how to get those calls. Overall, though, there's less flopping in the game, which is great. But there's something uncanny about certain players' abilities to get those calls on a regular basis.
Goes 2 for 2. Clarkson with the basketball, trailing by 11. Here comes the screen. Missed that one. The defender was all over him. Scores and the foul. Rudy Gobert, count the basket, and now a chance at a 3-point play.
And I know there's so much excitement about the play, but everybody looks at the player. More people need to pay attention to the guy at the end of the bench, the strength and conditioning coach, because this kid's been putting in the time and effort every day in the weight room.
Rudy Gobert trying to cash in on the 3-point play. Not the best career mark, 62%. Free throw is good to finish off the 3-point play. And the margin down to 8. To Jackson. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. Great defense, forcing the miss.
Shooters shoot, period. I don't want to hear any excuses. That's why you're on the floor. You keep doing what you're doing with that superior confidence.
Mitchell shot off the mark. To Jackson. Cruises inside for 2.
Well, when you play for each other and not just for yourself, that's when great things happen. You essentially lose yourself in what the team is trying to accomplish. It's called unselfish basketball. And there's nothing more beautiful than rewarding your teammate with a nice pass and letting them finish for 2 or 3 points.
Five to shoot for Utah.
Philadelphia 76ers led Series 1-0 over Washington Wizards in the 2021 NBA playoffs one-round season 6 games.
Utah with the possession. Won't go. He can do better than that.
Misses happen. Don't put your head down. Let that motivate you in the defensive end. Use it for something positive.
Clarkson with the basketball. They find themselves down 10. To Jaren Jackson. Josh Jackson. Josh Jackson above the rim on that.
An easy two. Get back on defense.
Clarkson with the basketball. Down a dozen. Driving right to the basket. Gets to the basket, but it's no good. To Valanciunas, and watch him do the rest. Slam dunk.
It's that easy, Ed. You never want to leave any doubt when attacking the rim.
It's Jazz ball. Clarkson to Gobert. Rudy Gobert. Now 4 for 9.
The true measure of Rudy Gobert comes on the defensive end. He was all-NBA defensive first team and was tied for the lowest opponent field goal percentage at 43%. You ain't getting by that.
Converts in the paint. Nice finish at the rim.
No doubt about where that one was headed.
Mitchell with the basketball. 14-point deficit. To Joe Ingles. Shot clock winding down. Has a chance. Knocks it down. Off the step back.
You see, you can't actually get mesmerized by the ball. You actually have to focus on the dribbler's belly button. I know that may sound cheesy, but trust me, he can't go anywhere without his core.
Right. Has a look. Off the mark. Well contested.
Your contest was great because of your proximity to the player. You forced his follow-through to be cut short, which made him short-arm the shot.
To Valanciunas. Rudy Gobert with a piece. That's out. Last touch by Rudy Gobert. They're going to make some changes with some new personnel on the floor. Right. That's out of bounds. Last touch by the Jazz. To Jaren Jackson. Mike Conley rejects it.
Just erasing mistakes left and right.
Joe Ingles. They get it down to Gobert. He throws it down.
It's so amazing when you get a chance to see a player in his own space. It's almost as if the defense doesn't exist. He can go left, he can go right, he can attack. He's playing on that court by himself.
Josh Jackson. Nothing going here on that drive. And the rebound taken by the big Frenchman, Gobert. To Conley. How you practice leads to that. Nice pump fake. To Jaren Jackson. And the finish. Jay, that was unguardable.
Clearly not afraid of the spotlight here because that was not an easy look.
Mitchell with it up top. Down 8. Gobert to Conley. Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
The defender was actually in a good position there. They even made a decent play on the ball. But sometimes those bounces go the other way. Still, stay aggressive out there.
The Los Angeles Clippers led Series 1-0 over Dallas Mavericks in the 2021 NBA playoffs one-round season 6 games.
Mike Conley at the line for a chance at a three-point play. He's perfect from the line so far. Free throw good to finish off the three-point play. It's back to a 5-point game. Grizzlies at the controls right now. To right. Rudy Gobert with the block.
That kid can block out the sun, Ed.
Conley into the front court. Down 5. Drive to the basket, but the shot won't go. Right with it. He'll run the offense. And that'll get out of bounds. Last touch by the Grizzlies. Coach has seen enough. He wants some changes. New personnel onto the floor. Mitchell with the basketball. 5-point game. To Joe Ingles. Short jumper stays out.
You know, Ed, everybody gives so much credit to the guy who contested the shot, but there's no way he's in that position without the communication of the backbone of the defense. When you have a guy back there who can block shots and tells you to apply more pressure, you know you're in a safe place.
Conley into the front court. They trail by 7. Mitchell's shot comes up empty.
Let's be realistic. He's probably not going to miss a lot of shots. But the more effort you can give, you want to try to tire him out. Take his legs away. Make him work to catch the ball. That's how you win a defensive battle.
Conley. That's usually one that he'll knock down.
The contest was good, but you being a nuisance was great. Continue to be that gnat that no matter how many times you swing at it, it never...
My goodness, did you see that, Jay?
That's nasty. Don't, just disrespectful.
Deep 2 there, won't go. To Jaren Jackson. Josh Jackson. Oh, great defense there, forcing the pickup. Jackson with a shot, no good. Across the timeline, it's Conley. 9-point margin. Here comes the screen. To Joe Ingles. 5 on the shot clock. Conley with a shot, comes up empty. Josh Jackson to Valanciunas. Efe Udo tips it.
Don't stare him down like that afterwards.
Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
So many times we get on a defender for quote-unquote letting the offensive player score on an and one. Sometimes there's a lucky bounce, but more often than not, it's the offensive player who makes the play happen despite the defender's best intentions.
Joe Ingles trying to cash in on a 3-point play. For his career, 76% from the line. Free throw up and good as he finishes off the 3-point play. The lead is down to 6. Memphis with the run. Jaren Jackson. To right. Jaren Jackson. Gets it in the left corner to Jackson. Lets it fly from long range. They feel this kid is tough. The 4th pick in the 2018 draft.
Ed, let me tell you how this one goes. It ain't no fun if the homies can't have some. Everyone's getting a piece of the rock tonight.
To Conley. Mike Conley. Oh, 3 for 8. He's got to do better.
It looks like he's using his ball handling to feel the game out. I know it looks like he's just playing around out there trying to get the fans going. That is true, but he's also finding his rhythm.
To right. The drive, right to the basket. It's no good. If he takes those shots, he'll be back on the bench in no time.
We call some of these players practice players. You know, the guys that make 5 out of 10 shots in practice, but then all of a sudden they're not gamers because then they're making 1 of 10. That's exactly what you want him to do. You want him to take those kind of shots.
Late heave to beat the buzzer. It's halftime here in Game 1. Let's get you to Orlando, where we say hello to Jalen Rose in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Jalen.
Thanks, guys. Let's take a look at what went down so far in this one. The Grizzlies will start the second half with a narrow lead. They decided to make a statement in the opening half, and they did it by throwing down dunk after dunk after dunk. I think the rim is still shaky. Have a look at the leading scorers for the Memphis Grizzlies. The Jazz are keeping things competitive after 2 quarters. And even though they don't have the lead, they're doing a great job of moving the ball around. They might find themselves on the winning end of the scoreboard if they can keep it up. Have a look at the leading scorers for the Utah Jazz.
Game track. Bench points.
The coaches are getting the kind of bench production that can make for some interesting rotations. Keep an eye on the substitution patterns in the second half.
Player of the half.
I like this choice because he really put on a show in the opening half. There's a reason he's a fan favorite. Here we go with the top plays from the first half.
Number 2. Number 1.
All right, back to the second half. I'll see you after the game.
To Valanciunas. Short jumper off the mark.
I give this defense so much credit. Sometimes it pays major dividends to have players that are willing to get their nails dirty, just dig their hands in the dirt, and that's what kind of stand they're making on the defensive end.
To Conley. The Jazz with 4 on the shot clock. Good contest on the 3. Conley misses.
And big-time coaching strategy by the staff right there, utilizing their bench, keeping fresh legs on that shooter consistently throughout the course of the game.
Joe Ingles to Conley. Five seconds to shoot. Screen coming. Trying to cash in. Mike Conley. 4 out of 10.
Did you see the way that dribble freed him up? It created so much space. I did, but the defender didn't.
To Valanciunas. Off the mark. He's made those before, but that was well defended.
This team is collectively feeding off their negative energy so far in the second half. Everybody is mad. Everybody is frustrated. Nobody's decided to take the torch and say, hey, look, follow my lead.
Nice pace, sets it up, and slams it down.
And the defense keeps sticking to those flare screens. Just don't flare out to the three-point line. Flare to the rim for a lob.
To Jackson. Perfect feed to set up the basket.
Woo! Did you see that? Eyes to the rim, and the rest was all net.
Conley in the front foot. His guys down 3. To Gobert. And scores. Strong take.
And sometimes less is more. Keeping it simple is the best way.
To Jaren Jackson. Josh Jackson. Nice finish at the rim.
As my mother would say to the defender, A for effort, F for results.
Mitchell with it up top. Down 3. Joe Ingles to Conley. Jumper's good.
I don't know if the scouting report has made its way out here yet, but if anything, it says you need to not let him get that close to the rim.
To right. Now ready with a couple of free throws.
The game is too tight for you to be taking risks
Portland
like that.
Trail Blazers led Series 1-0 over Denver Nuggets in the 2021 NBA playoffs one-round season 8 games.
First one goes down. Goes 2 for 2 at the line. Mitchell with the basketball. They're down 3.
Philadelphia 76ers led Series 1-0 over Washington Wizards in the 2021 NBA playoffs one-round season 8 games.
Almost, but no good.
Your contest was great because of your proximity to the player. You forced his follow through. He sent that one to the 3rd row.
He was locked in. That was impressive. Finishing inside the paint on that one.
And the last 10 sequences down the court, everybody's touched the ball. You don't see anybody with any kind of negative expressions on their face because everybody's eating.
Josh Jackson. Going to launch beyond the arc. Now that's a contest.
Shooters shoot, period. I don't want to hear any excuses. That's why you're on the floor. You keep doing what you're doing with that superior confidence.
And he'll head to the line.
I'm watching the coach's reaction right now, and I'll tell you, he's not going to be happy about that. The game comes down to the micro details. That wasn't a part of the plan right there.
First free throw is good.
Los Angeles Clippers led Series 1-0 over Dallas Mavericks in the 2021 NBA playoffs one-round season 8 games.
No back-to-back free throws here. He missed the second. To Jackson. Donovan Mitchell with the rock. To Conley. Down to Gobert. Old school. Backs his man down for the basket.
Old school equals high percentage.
To Jackson. That's out. Last touch by Joe Ingles. So it's going to stay with Memphis. To Jaren Jackson. With the fadeaway. Burns him for the basket.
The reality is no one can guard a player at his level one-on-one. The help defense needs to be shown, and he needs to see a series of obstacles instead of just one individual.
Here comes the screen. Gets a look. Can't hit. Another follow. Stays out. To Jaren Jackson. Shot from the lane. Won't go. Mitchell with it up top. Tie game. Third quarter. Fires the three. Textbook defense.
Just because you're an elite shooter doesn't mean you need to shoot the ball every possession. Maybe give a head fake, crack into the defender, get to the free throw line, see the ball go in the hole.
Whistled for the foul. Chance coming up at the free throw line. DeLon Wright at the line for 2 shots. For his career, 79% at the line. First try at the line, no good. No good on the first, no good on the second. 0 for 2. Conley into the front court. Our score all even in this third quarter. Mitchell's shot, no good. Nice follow-up on the dunk there.
An easy 2. Get back on defense.
Memphis, they've got it. To Jaren Jackson. Probing the defense. Right to Valanciunas. Scores from the post.
Hand down, man down. You got to get up and contest the shot.
Mitchell with the basketball. He'll run the offense. To Conley. Down low, Crowder. 4-3, and he burns them.
And I just hear my high school coach preaching this thing to me every single day, and it's still pertinent for the NBA. It's all about spacing. And when you have guys who are lethal three-point shooters and they understand spacing, oh, that whole floor opens up, and that's a thing of beauty to watch.
Has a chance. Missed it. Not much more you could ask for from the defense there. Across the timeline, it's Conley. Leads 3. And abuses the rim with the slam.
You never want to leave anything to chance when you attack the rim. You finish strong every time you headhunt.
To Jaren Jackson. Anderson. Oh, I missed a short one there. Conley into the front court. Up 5. Won't go. He needs some luck on his side given how they're defending. Valanciunas knocked loose. Mitchell with it up top. Looking to make something happen. Down low, Crowder. Oh, nice find for the basket.
2 points. Take them any way you can get them.
To Kyle Anderson. Right. And draws the foul.
And as a defender, you cannot, I repeat, you cannot foul in the act of upward motion into your shot. Your timing needs to be
Phoenix Suns led Series 1-0 over Los Angeles Lakers in the 2021 NBA playoffs 1-round season 6 games.
Jaren Jackson at the line. Nope. First one does not go. Good recovery. Hits the second free throw. Conley into the front court. Up 6. To Clarkson. Conley. From the painted area. Won't go down. To Wright. Jaren Jackson. Beyond the arc for 3. Another chance. Basket's good on the follow. Way to stay with it.
There's certain guys in this league that should be put on alert status 24/7.
Milwaukee Bucks led Series 1-0 over Miami Heat in the 2021 NBA playoffs 1-round season 8 games.
Clarkson, down low for Gobert. Whoa, what a finish. Whistle and a timeout for Memphis as their coach wants to get a word in with his guys here in this third quarter. Opposing coaches
Brooklyn Nets led series 1-0 over Boston Celtics in the 2021 NBA playoffs one-round season 8 games.
Short jumper off the mark.
See, I don't like that shot right there. Pass the ball, get the defense moving, maybe set a hard screen, roll to the rim, see the ball go in a couple of times before you settle for a mid-range jumper that's contested.
To Kyle Anderson. Count the basket. 2 more points in the paint.
Contact on a drive can be a beautiful thing. Making those tough shots can really help you build a mental advantage over your defender.
Conley to Clarkson. Has a look. Shot by Clarkson off the mark. Reset here. Let's see what they do. Fires the 3, shakes free, and hits.
Well, the defense has been good, but the shot-making ability has been better. And sometimes for NBA players at this level, the more you're in their face, the more it helps them center their focus on the target, which is making the shot. I know it sounds weird, but trust me, it's a real thing, Ed.
Calls out of bounds. Last touch by Tyler Zeller. Both coaches dipping into their reserves. Changes coming onto the floor. Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
The defender was actually in a good position there. They even made a decent play on the ball, but sometimes those bounces go the other way. Still, stay aggressive out there.
Mike Conley at the line for a chance at a three-point play. Hasn't missed yet. The free throw, good. Caps off the three-point play. The lead is 4. It's Grizzlies ball. To Kyle Anderson. Goes to the right side. Shot clock's at 5. Down to 4. For 3. Gobert with the rebound. Conley. They get it down to Gobert. Flushes it home.
I see the easy dunk, but what I don't see is energy. Scream, do something. Get yourself emotionally involved in the game.
To Dylan Brooks. Grizzlies with 4 to shoot. It's good. Not necessarily his comfort zone. They dared him. He scores.
There you go. I like seeing scoring coming from unlikely sources.
Deep 3 at the buzzer. 3 quarters down. Jazz had the lead. It's Utah basketball as we begin the fourth quarter, and they were able to flip the script in the third because, remember, Jay, they trailed at the break.
Yeah, but if they come out here in the fourth quarter and they think about protecting that lead, that is the wrong mindset. You don't want to protect anything. You want to go after it and hunt it. That's how you really get a win.
Jordan Clarkson hounded, shot off the mark. Grizzlies own the basketball. Here comes the screen. Able to convert inside.
You've heard it before. Slow and steady wins the race. This approach might be working out after all.
Across the timeline, it's Conley. Leads a bucket. Nothing going here on that drive. 5 to shoot for Utah. From long range. That's off the side of the rim, short. To Dylan Brooks. Efe Udoh snatching it out of the air.
Blocking so many shots only gives your perimeter that much more confidence to really apply more pressure.
To Dylan Brooks. Here comes the screen. Anderson rocking the rim.
The defender needs to do a better job of forcing a pickup there.
Conley into the front court. The lead is 2. And strokes it.
There you go, finally. Shoot your shot.
Lays it up and in.
That's what I'm talking about, Ed. It's that simple. Put the ball in the bucket.
Conley into the front court. 2-point advantage. Short jumper misses. Dylan Brooks. Nothing going here on that drive. And he's fouled. Very close, Jay. Free throws coming up.
No. I'll tell you. The team that makes the little mistakes, like committing unnecessary reach-in fouls like that, will be the team that ends up with the L.
And he connects on the first free throw. Able to convert on both free throws. Across the timeline, it's Conley. All even here in the fourth. Here comes the screen. Conley. Trying to cash in. Shot for Udoh. No good. Knocked loose. Out of bounds the call. Last touch by Thabo Cephalosha. Grizzlies retain the possession. Time for some new personnel into the game. Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
Hey, you ever bail out of something at the last second? That's what I saw right there from the defender. We call that no man's land. They weren't really committed to getting out of the way, committing a hard foul, or taking the brunt of the contact.
throw's good. A three-point play. And with that, they go up by 3. Here comes the screen. Great defense there, forcing the pickup. Shot from the lane won't go. A drive through the paint, but his shot misses.
It's because he took his eye off his target, Ed. As an offensive player, you have to glare at where the defender's coming to, but quickly redirect yourself to your actual target. He was more consumed with the defender than he was the actual rim.
Rises for the slam.
That's the intensity you need to see. Whenever a player running back on defense after a dunk like that holds it inside of his forearm, it lets you know how hard he dunked that basketball.
Wide open look won't go. Grizzlies at the controls right now. Oh, good defense by the Jazz as they come away with the steal.
You go back to the principles, things that we started working on when we were in first and second grade. It's called the shell drill. You stay down in the stance defensively, you try to deny the next pass away, and you have to communicate. If your conditioning is bad, you have no chance. But if you're able to do all these things together, collectively, you will be able to stop a great passing team.
Joe Ingles. It goes down.
For any fans out there that thought Donovan Mitchell didn't put any stock into the fact that he was not the Rookie of the Year, you are wrong. Donovan Mitchell is that type of guy that uses everything in his power to fuel him to be the best on the court each and every day. If that was a campaign he built with Adidas, rookie question mark, it doesn't matter. That perceived failure is something that will only make this kid better tomorrow.
Mitchell with the basketball. The deficit now up to 5. Here comes the screen. Driving right to the basket. Right down Broadway for the 2. Defender has to pick him up.
Look at that, calm under pressure. You see a lot of guys rush those. Nice extra move there.
Here comes the screen. To Valanciunas. Old school. Backs his man down for the basket.
Hand down, man down. You got to get up and contest the shot.
Mitchell with it up top. Down 5 to Joe Ingles. Turn around, it's good.
Can we all just agree that that handle is next level, but that jumper's wet too?
Memphis with the rock. To Jackson. Takes stock of the floor. To Wright. Five on the shot clock for Memphis. Has a chance. The shot by Parsons, no good. Nice touch around the basket with the tip.
That's a strong finish. Regardless of contact, finishing strong is key.
Joe Ingles. He gets it.
Oh, he buckled his knees so bad, it didn't matter if he scored or not. That's a win for the internet.
To Wright. Oh, ferocious slam inside.
Valanciunas giving you that size, giving you that length, a guy that can extend the defense. But you kind of forget that he was the 5th pick taken overall in 2011.
Here comes the screen. Oh, great defense there, forcing the pickup. Shot clock coming down to 4. Down to 3. Mitchell shot off the mark. To Jackson. Rudy Gobert sends it away.
You know why? I don't see anybody on the defensive end standing up out of position. I see everybody squatted down, really active with their hands. That's the mentality that will lead you to where you want to go.
Runner's good there. Now the Grizzlies will use a timeout as they'll discuss matters in what's now a 3-point game.
The difference is going to be the best player on the court. He's a guy that you have to trust in. He has to get the ball. And sometimes as a coach, you need to let go and let your best players do what they do.
We have both squads set to make some moves right now. To Valanciunas. And that's rebounded by the Jazz. Conley into the front court. His guys down 3. Joe Ingles down to Gobert. Oh, great pass, setting up the basket.
You know, Ed, I'm down with guys having 35, 40, maybe 50 points in the game. But the one thing you look for in the defensive end, when there's a huddle after a guy has dropped multiple buckets on you in a row, and everybody's quiet, nobody stands up and says, yo, I got him, I'm going to stop him, you're in a worrisome place for your team.
Jackson's shot, no good. Utah's got it. Joe Ingles to Conley. Fine to shoot. Has a look. Just not going down.
The contest was good, but you being a nuisance was great. Continue to be that gnat that no matter how many times you swing at it, it never goes away.
Down to 5. Down to 4 to shoot. Trying to cash in. Just enough of a head fake to help on that one.
This is not the time to have a mental lapse.
Mitchell with the basketball. They're down 3. Has a chance. Shot for Mitchell won't go. Gobert sends it away.
This game is all about playing mind tricks on people. The offense is more worried about getting their shot blocked than they are about actually making the shot.
Down to 5 on the 24. A good defense by the Jazz as they come away with it.
From a guy who's been there before, tomorrow morning you'll wake up and you would have wished this was a bad dream. But in reality, all you can do is knock the cobwebs off and let it fuel you for tomorrow.
Nothing going here on that drive. To right. Valanciunas. Short jumper stays out.
And you have to remember that your hand is part of the ball. There wasn't enough contact on that play for the refs to blow the whistle.
Here's a chance from long range, and it's good.
And in today's game, you have to make shots like that. Nice work draining it from deep.
Memphis, they've got it. To Valanciunas. Scores from the post. Surveys the floor. into the front court. All tied up, just underway in this fourth quarter. Joe Ingles. Mitchell. No good. That's great defense.
Just because you're an elite shooter doesn't mean you need to shoot the ball every possession. Maybe give a head fake, crack into the defender, get to the free throw line, see the ball go in the hole.
Time expires. We have a tie ball game. And we're underway here in the extra period. Conley. Here comes the screen. Not that time. F.A. Udo pins it.
That kid can block out the sun, Ed.
Across the timeline, it's Conley. Looking to make something happen. Gobert to Conley. And the Grizzlies have the rebound. Right with it. He'll run the offense. Knocks it down from mid-range.
There's a natural tendency when you guard a right dominant hand player to send him left. But for a guy who's a good mid-range shooter, that's wrong. His pace dribble is his left hand. Force him to go right and know that the chances are higher of him trying to drive and attack the rim. That's knowing the scouting report.
And a nice finish at the rim.
That might have been a little bit easier than expected there, considering the score.
It's Grizzlies ball. Great defense there, forcing the pickup. Jaren Jackson. Rudy Gobert. Huge block.
Oh, he blocked that with authority.
Got it.
I don't know if the scouting report has made its way out here yet, but if anything, it says you need to not let him get that close to the rim.
To Jaren Jackson. Josh Jackson. To Jaren Jackson. Off the assist.
You know, from a point guard perspective, one of the things that I learned when I played in the league was that the more I was willing to give the ball up, the harder other players were willing to run to their spots. The harder the bigs were running to the rim. The harder the three-point shooters were running to the three-point line because they knew they could be active recipients. And when they caught the ball, they knew exactly what to do with it.
Grizzlies own the basketball. To right. Screen coming. Right. Sizing up the defense. To Valanciunas. From the painted area, won't go down. To Joe Ingles. And counted at the rim.
This type of game needs to be celebrated. This is the type of culture that is fostered when you play with unselfish players. When you give up a little bit of yourself and you make your teammate look great, that's the difference between winning and losing. So when you see these guys smiling, when you see them giving each other high fives, that's because of the energy that was created from the pass. Pass is one of the most brilliant things we have in this game.
And the rebound taken in by Utah. Mitchell with it up top. Leads 4. Conley to Gobert. Oh, the touch at the rim. Count it.
He's been doing this for years. The physicality in which he plays. No one wants to see that. You're going to leave the game with black and blue marks all over your body.
To right. Screen coming. A drive to the basket, but the shot rattles around and out. Donovan Mitchell with the rock. Nothing going here on that drive. To Conley. Shot clock winding down. And he scores on the step back.
When the ball's in his hands, we all knew what was going to happen.
To Wright. Here comes the screen. Wright. To Jaren Jackson. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. That's off the side of the rim, no good. Here comes the intentional foul, but they did have one to give, so no free throws yet. They'll shoot after the next foul. Picked up by Memphis. Add 2 points to the board.
I think the defender had absolutely zero chance on that play.
And an intentional foul here in the closing moments, but it shouldn't make too much of a difference in what is now a 2-score game. Off the mark on the first free throw. And he's able to hit the second after missing that first one. Just inside the arc, at the buzzer. It's the Jazz who come away with the victory. They've jumped out in front, 1-0 in this best-of-7 series. For my partner Jay Williams and our entire crew, I'm Ed Cohen. This has been the NBA Playoffs on EA Sports. Find out more at easports.com. Until next time, good night.
Taylor Rose here, and I've got your EA Sports post-game wrap-up. The Jazz did what great teams do best, finish. And whenever the game seemed to start slowing down, they came up with a block that would ignite everyone. What you see here is how the majority of the points were scored. For the Utah Jazz, the Grizzlies must be devastated after such a close loss. This loss is sure to be all the more bitter because of how well they shot from beyond the arc. Their percentage from three-point range was outstanding. What you see here is how the majority of the points were scored for the Memphis Grizzlies.
Game track. Field goals.
This was a matchup in which solid shooting was prominently on display. I definitely enjoyed it. Like I'm loving enjoying all of these highlights right now. Great job of effective, efficient scoring from these squads.
Player of the game.
Gobert was happy to throw down plenty of dunks. And if the defense happened to be there, he brought them along for the ride.
Who was cold?
This isn't the segment you want to be in, of course. But even the best players find their way into this part of the show. Here are the top 3 plays from the game.
Number 2. Number 1.
Ed Coyne and Jay Williams. This is Jalen Rose signing off.